Welcome to the EMBN show, and on today's show we're going to be discussing the ever-closing margins between light to mid-assist EMTBs and full power ones, and we've got a fantastic example for you from Germany. And that example comes in the form of the Bulls Sonic AMSL Evo. Correct?
Nearly. Sonic Evo AMSL.
But what it is, folks, it is actually a 20 kilo, 750 watt hour, 140 mil travel, 29-inch wheel flying machine from the German Brown Bulls, right?
Yeah, it's super lightweight, isn't it? And well, I think it must be one of the lightest 750 watt hour bikes out there at the moment, I think.
So. Now, on the channel a few weeks ago, we had the custom track rail of my friend Johnny Walker, but that was a 625 watt hour bike. This is 750, and I think you might be right, Chris. This is now up there as one of the lightest. I mean, it's a big hitting bike, 140 travel. So I think the question, folks, is you know, mid to lightweight bikes are around about 18 kilos. This bike is 20 kilos, and it's. I think it is actually. It is, you know, people need to understand that, you know, the light to mid assist bikes are actually closer to the full power bikes than they are to maybe MTBs, which weigh around about what, 13, 14 kilos?
Yeah, something like that. And I think something in addition to this is the price point that this bike comes in at. I think traditionally those lightweight, full-powered e-mountain bikes do cost quite a lot of money, but this is coming in just £4,405 for a full carbon frame.
I think it's a
750 watt-hour battery.
I think this is very much a benchmark bike. You know, the thing with it, there's some great components on there. I mean, granted, there's a few weak components in there, Chris.
Yeah, you've got
you can upgrade.
Fork on there. You've got the RockShox suspension front and rear. I think it's the gold fork up front, which is a cheaper fork, but it's all those components that you can swap out fairly easy, isn't it? And I think with the right component choices on this, like the wheel set, for example, you could shave even more weight off this bike, and it could dip below that magic 20 for a 750 watt hour battery.
It's crazy.
All that power, it's good, isn't it?
It's crazy, but you know, I mean, the products aren't. We're not saying the products are bad. What we're saying is that, you know, they're actually built for purpose, because we see some lightweight bikes and they've actually got cross-country wheels in them and cross-country forks, but when you've got a bike which is 20 kilos, you kind of need like a Fox 36 or a RockShox Lyric. I can see every potential for that bike, Chris, to turn into more of an enduro bike, and you're at 150, 160.
Swap these forks out and stuff.
Like I said, you can stick a Lyric or a 36 on it. You can stick a heavier duty wheel set. You can stick downhill,
sticky rubber on it,
and it's. I think these are exciting times, and definitely we're seeing that those margins of weight, you know, close up between the light to mid assist.
Definitely.
I think what's going to happen next is probably we're going to see some light to mid assist bikes around about 15 to 16 kilos.
Well, that'll be the day. And one last little feature I love on this bike is that monkey link. So this is a magnetic part of the bike where you can fit like lights and things to it. And traditionally you have to run wires from your motor up to your handlebars to connect the lights that connect to the bike's battery. But this is basically a magnet which you can fit a light on, and it's automatically powered, ready to go. So no faffing around with wires. So even more tech to it.
The monkey link. There you go. Okay, so that's the bike news on this week's show. What about products and riding news, Chris?
Well, first up, I want to talk about this amazing post from Tony Bow on his Levo. Now, he's obviously a trials machine on a moto trials bike, but getting a bit of trials action in here on his Levo, on his Ridge.
Yeah, what can I say? I mean, the guy's a maestro, right?
Just a 180 a bike like that, an e-bike on the spot, let alone on a ridge, takes some skill, right?
Come on, Chris, you can do that.
Something else that went on just this past weekend was the status jam up at Windhill Bike Park, organised by Specialized. Went off with a bang. We were there doing laps up and down the hill all day long.
It did go off with a bang, didn't it?
It did.
What kind of a bang, exactly?
Right at the end, shredder Joel Anderson, who was no stranger to an e-bike himself, unfortunately got a bit out of shape on the step-up jump at the end of the day and ended up snapping his tibia and fibia. So not a nice moment for Joel there.
And not nice news to bring you folks, but remember, mountain biking, dangerous old sport, isn't it, Chris?
Healing vibes out to Joel, that's for sure.
And what about some products? Let's have some products.
Well, quite often on the channel we get asked about the chain jammers that we use for cleaning and lubing our chains, and sometimes not all of our bikes have.
Well, that's not true, is it? You're always going on about lubing your chain and how important it is.
Well, might do for some of us. But some e-bikes don't actually have chainring bolts holding your chainring on, so if you want to back pedal it, you're just going to have your chainring going down.
Chris, all you need is a stick.
Stick. And
You just need a stick.
pretty much what this is from McQuaid's. Now this is a bit of an eco
Or at least
version.
what McQuaid is selling you a stick.
He's selling you a stick with a bit of rope that you can actually put
Yeah,
around
what do you
your
think about this
crank arm.
stick? It's a stick.
Basically, you can rope it to your crank arm, pedal it backwards. It looks like a really easy way of cleaning and lubing your chain.
All you need to do is, like on this bike here, you just need to stick a stick in there, right?
Yeah.
It needs to be like, 10 mil, and the job is done.
Well, maybe you could save yourself the $13 that McQuaid's is after for this.
I love McQuaid. I mean, the name McQuaid is great. I mean, I'd buy just for the name, but I mean, guys, what do you do when you oil your chain? Do you use a stick? Do you use a custom part? Do you use an Allen key?
Stick out the woods is what you use, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or not even use it. Not even use some lube.
Moving on swiftly. Now, next up, folks, is these pedal covers from a company called Granite. They're $18.99. I think it's not a bad idea because when you're carrying a couple of bikes in the back of a van, and you don't take the pedals off, the spikes get into the down tube or your chain or your mate's chain stay. Not a bad idea.
Particularly if you've got carbon frames. I think, just those pedal pins just penetrating your mate's down tube isn't going to make you best of friends.
Penetrating your mate's down tube?
Yeah, you must have done that, right?
I've not penetrated my mate's down tube, no, but what I'm going to say is surely there's got to be a cheaper alternative than just having
pipe lagging, maybe.
I guess if they're done, you can have them.
Super easy. Velcro.
I guess you can keep them in your glove box.
Yeah, even come with some neat little hooks to hang them up at the end of the day as well. So for $20, safe.
Okay, I'll take that.
Friends, right?
I'll take that, folks.
Right, let's go and see some out and about action. Right, it's time to see what you guys and girls have been doing all over the world. What have you got, Steve, opening us up?
Opening us up this week is a 4 a.m. start in the Pennines, I think, with Paul and Cube Stereo 140. Actually, it's not Pennines, sorry. It is the Lake District, but nevertheless, it's a stunning location early in the morning. But look at this next one here. This is in the Bukagi Mountains. What does Bukagi sound like?
Bukagi.
Sounds like another word. I can't remember what it is. But this is on the Omu summit, 2,505 meters in Manuel, and the Fly-On.
Good looking bike, that. I think it's got an extender
the
on it as well.
What happened to the Fly-On, eh?
I don't know, it sort of disappeared off the scene, didn't it?
What happened to the Fly-On?
And the last bike in the this week's Out and About is from Kevin. He's got a Voodoo Bizango e-bike, so a bit of hardtail action going on.
And where the Chris?
Treville.
Treville.
Yeah, the quarry.
Kevin, it's a top part of the world, that.
It is. Nice
folks, if you've not been to Treville, check it out. It's a great bit of riding. And as Kevin sees, the ridge just above, well, actually it's to the west, I think this is of Treville Quarry. It's a beautiful valley.
I've ridden there, as you have many times as well.
Yeah.
But we love seeing where you guys and girls have been riding all over the world, so make sure you use the upload service and get those pictures and videos into us. Steve, you've packed on a bit of weight, haven't you, after all these trips away?
No, and I have to apologise, Chris, for not being in the set the last 3 months because I've been on the road. But no, some new kit.
So we've got some nice new jerseys for you guys. We've got it in black.
We've got a black, and we
got it in purple.
It's a nice purple, isn't it?
It is, with this nice
I do like the
small
purple.
logos as well.
I like the purple. And we've also got it in a
green with kind of like a mountain design as well.
And then we've got it in
cut. Coming up this week on the channel, we've got some great content for you guys, and kicking things off on Sunday. What have we got, Steve?
On Sunday is eMTB harder than MTB? Yes, I know it's a question which all you guys know the answer to, but for people who are new to the sport, it's quite an important topic, I think. And I think it revolves around, well, if you think about it, Chris, well, you did the video.
So many different aspects to it, isn't there?
There's different types of MTB riding. There's different types of eMTB riding. So it's really interesting. But I think what I can say is that from my experience, when you get up into the mountains, when you've got extended technical climbing, it's tough.
It is
eMTB riding can be insanely tough. But watch Chris's video on Sunday where he gets a full in-depth look at the different types of e-biking and the scenarios you might find yourself in. And then Monday is what, Chris?
We are in the workshop.
Lectures me all about all the time is drivetrain cleaning and lubing failures.
Yeah, so those little mistakes you might be making when it comes to keeping on top of
and
the
big
maintenance
mistakes.
on your
and big
e-mountain
mistakes.
You should watch that one for sure,
Now, from maintaining your bike to maintaining your body, this is not how to do it from Stephen in the New Forest on his Specialized Levo. Chris, this gentleman has grabbed a big load of brake here.
Looks like he's grabbed as much front brake as he possibly can. When things got out of shape, he just pulled on the anchors and straight over the pass.
Stephen, I'm a bit kind of, I don't understand why you've pulled the brake on in this scenario here, yeah. But it looks like you've gone down hard.
Straight on the shoulder, wasn't it?
See what I do in a situation like that, I'd be straight down the pub for a nice pint of beer to, you know,
rub it
numb
down.
the pain, right?
I think just getting your weight back maybe and just, you know, getting off the brake sometimes is a better situation in those scenarios.
You're the person to comment
well,
on.
How many times have you seen me crash, eh? But we love seeing all your crashes, your sends,
well,
your
we don't
climbs.
like seeing the crashes. I mean, they're interesting.
Keeps us entertained now and again. I saw you a bit of a sneaker on that one, Steve. But we love seeing that, so make sure you use that upload service.
They can be funny as long as they end up the right way.
Right, it's time to look at all the comments from the recent videos we've done here on EMBN, and we did a recent video with Johnny Walker with his special Trek. Now that thing was 20 kilos for a full-powered bike. It's pretty lightweight, Steve.
It could be 20 kilos. Let's get something right here. A few comments from you guys said that it wasn't 20 kilos. Well, it can be 20 kilos with the right wheels fitted to the bike. Bear in mind that Johnny actually had a 180 fork on there. He had a coil shock on there, weighing just, I think, around about 21. Put the original shock, the original fork, and lightweight wheels on. It's an easy 20 kilo bike. But Brian Thompson says, awesome video, great interview, and guests, bring him on again. Wealth of knowledge, bloody blah. Absolutely, Brian. Absolutely.
Good character, isn't he? Knows his stuff.
He does. Done Paris Dakar. Shugal Nifty, I like that name. You are never too old to play with toys. This guy looks a lot younger than his 82 years.
He's not
John
82 years.
82. John is 81. Yeah, and then Broken Legs, well done, John. Spade is a spade. I like him. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Why do you want an underpowered e-bike? Everybody knows. Everyone knows that. More power is more power.
That's a different subject. That's a different subject, which we will cover in the forthcoming weeks. Okay, we're going to take you guys through a whistle-stop tour of this week's bike vault. Actually, no whistle-stop, a horn-stop tour of this week's bike vault. Kicking off with Matthew's Specialized Canevo in Conwy, North Wales. Beautiful shot. For me, it is a super nice shot.
Super nice. Next up, we've got Michael with his Scott Patron out in Hampstead Forest. Bit of a, who's out in the background? Can't remember that guy.
Time's ticking, Chris.
Time is ticking. I'm going to give that a
nice shot. And what about this pole, or Pole Voima in Manitoba? I think the gold, I'm not a big fan of the looks of this bike, but I think as a shot, it's definitely super nice.
Next up, we've got a bit of sun peeking through on this one from Adam. He's got his Nuke Proof 2022 Megawatt out in Wire Forest. Early morning pedal. It's another nice from me, I'm afraid.
Another nice. And I think the next shot is a nice too. The track rail from Wouter out on the Dutch-German border. A beautiful bike and that track rail. And what about this giant, Chris?
It's a nice shot from Paul. He's out in Charnwood in Leicestershire. Nice looking bike, that. Nice colour. I'm going to give that a super nice.
I think so. I think that gold and that orangey bronze on the ground.
You'd be in your element riding there as well. Look at all those rocks, Steve.
Oh, look at this! Look at this!
Whoa!
Imogen Pass, Old Bear Wild. What a location! Chris, why wasn't that anywhere in the world?
I don't know. What's that in the background then? A bit of a wreck. It's like a.
With time ticking out on us, it needs a decision.
Super nice.
That is it from this week's Bike Vault.
Let us know. Let us know what you think about that new bike from Bulls. Is it a step forward in the right direction?
I reckon it's a cracker.
It is, isn't it? I think that power, the battery size, the price.
I think we are getting into new territory, folks, for the full power e-mounted bikes. We want to know what you think. What do you think about lightweight or? Oh, we've been getting the countdown. Getting the countdown from Leo.
We're done.
We're done. We're done for this week's EMBN show. See you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.